Hey guys, I hiked up a mountain called Mount Finlayson. It's spelled Finlayson, Finlayson. It is in Victoria, kind of. It's on the outskirts of Victoria. There's this section of highway that connects Victoria to Mill Bay or the rest of the island. And we call it the Malhat because I don't even know if Malhat means anything. We just call it the Malhat. And look that up. Okay. And it's a dangerous road. It's not driven properly. I drive it all the time. Like, I could probably drive that road blindfolded. Okay, not that much. But, yeah. So, it's, if you're driving into Victoria, it's at the very end of the Malhat. If you're leaving Victoria, it's at the very beginning of the Malhat at Goldstream Park. And the mountain is 1,375 feet high, which is 419 meters for you Americans. And you start the hike on a trail. The trail itself is what I hate most and kills me. It's literally like climbing up that. Up trails and stuff to get to the base of the cliff. Now, I actually like the part when you get to the base of the cliff because it's challenging. So it's all rock, loose gravel at first, and then big rocks start to come in, you have to climb up them, and then you get to like the base of the rock. And that is where you pretty much rock climb without any gear. So the first time I did it, I went with a boy who had done it before, so he watched my back, literally, so I wouldn't fall. And it was extremely challenging. I thought I was going to die. I couldn't wait to get to the top. Once we got to the top, we had like a snack and a break and looked out at the view. I'll put some pictures of the view here. Then we went back down, and the second time I went with my best friend Alicia, and it was just her and I, and she thought that I was kind of being a little over dramatic when I was explaining the hike, and she quickly found out that I was not being over dramatic at all. In fact, I probably wasn't even explaining it to its highest degree, if that makes any sense. So, hello man. Please don't rub up against my leggings. Please don't. Here's a little man. He's chunky. He doesn't like being held. What? Did you just squeak? Now all of YouTube knows that you squeak like a girl. You squeak like a girl. I don't know why he does that. Well, obviously because I put it down. But anyways, back to my story. So, there's some horrible pictures of Alicia and I climbing. Here's a picture of Alicia and I before we started our climb. In the background is what we climbed up. And here's a picture of the warning sign before you climb up. And here is a picture of some of the rock walls that we had to climb up. This one wasn't the hardest, but it wasn't the easiest either. Alicia and I did it in about the same amount of time that Charles and I did it, which was an hour and a half one way, so it's a 3-hour hike. And then, the third time I went, and the most daring time that I went, was during a windstorm, and I was like, come on, why do you want to go, Charles? Like, why? But he kind of like talked me into it, in a sense, and so anyways, we went, and I drove us there, and when we were almost there, it started raining. I was like, oh, it'll pass, and it didn't, and, you want to go find out? There you go. And, the rain was horrible. And it stopped and came, stopped and came, stopped, yeah, meh. And, so the trail wasn't exactly muddy, but it was kind of slippery. It wasn't too bad. And then the base of the cliff, it started pouring down rain. And I was like, oh my gosh, why are we doing this? But him and I don't like to give up on anything. Helicopter. There's a helicopter pad right over there. Oh man, thinks I locked him out. So we kept going. And the rain was coming at us in all directions. It was slippery on the rocks. I don't know how many times we slipped. I slipped more, and it was scary. And once we got to the top, we took this lovely picture of me. As you can see, I'm soaking wet. That's his jacket that I'm wearing that he made me wear because I was only wearing a sweater and leggings and my Converse. Good look, I know. And when we got to that point, it depended where you stood on the top of the mountain. Because if you stood in like one specific area where we were, the wind literally was pushing me. And then it started hailing, and that was really great. And then all the way down, it was pouring rain. He slipped a few times, scared the crap out of me. He would go down first, and then I'd hold his hand or onto his shoulders or whatever and jump down. And if it wasn't for him, I would have died. And it's safe to say that I will never, ever, ever climb Mount Finlayson in that weather, ever again. But for those of you who are in the Victoria, Vancouver Island area, I strongly suggest this hike if you like to hike and if you like a challenge. As you can see, I'm not fit, and I've done it 3 times. And I'm looking to do it again. Thinking about like every 2 weeks or so to do it. And yeah, it's a good time. So I hope you enjoyed some pictures. Here's some extra pictures that I may have forgotten to talk about. I hope you guys have a great day, morning, evening, whatever time of day it is right now, and yeah, see ya.